Honey. Ron, we've missed you, love. How have you? You've been fine? Just fine? Good, good. I just read that. Sorry, you did get the notification. Y'all are going to have to hang in there with me. I got a kiddo. And hopefully their news briefing won't be very long. Otherwise, I'm going to have to leave y'all running. Okay, I was trying to get a few things together. I've got Twitter on here now. Oh, hey, Dragon Mama. Let's see. Was there anybody else I needed to send messages to? Is everybody here? Oh, here we go. There she is. I found her. I bet she's in bed, but can everybody hear me okay? Let's see. I think I have sent everybody here the link. Bob. Oh, here we go. Some of y'all's names in here don't match the names in my messenger, so you might already be here. Taco here yet? Anybody seen Taco? Yay, there's just me. Hey, Angie. There's Angie. How are you, sweetie? All right. So, who has not seen what's been going on with this little one? Who needs a little bit of catching up? Oh, I was fixing to write down these names because I went and pulled that up. Let me write these down because I've got to. Hold on. Be easier just to write these down real quick. Okay. You're good, babe. Grandpa. Okay. Lives in home. And Danny. Okay, I got these names. What? Are you sure? Um. Hey, Taco. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hey, Taco. Tennessee gal says she can't see you. I might have to go refill my coffee here in a minute. All right, I wrote me a. Have you Do you think maybe you accidentally blocked her when you were trying to block somebody else? Maybe you were trying to block a troll or a bot and you accidentally hit her? Go check your block list. Can Oh, never mind. She says she sees you now. She went out and came back in. Great. YouTube is going to be wonky today. She fixed it. Sometimes, when we try to block trolls, we hit the wrong person by accident. Because, a couple of my mods have done that before. Okie dokie. So this sweet little baby went missing October 5th. All right. They live in Savannah, Georgia. There's been a lot of weird stuff that's happened around this whole incident. I got to get back over here so I can see the chat while I'm pulling up other screens. I know. So, let me pull up this other over here. That'll be better. I am actually, I have somebody that I've talked to that, okay, damn it. Hold on, y'all talk. What? Where? What's wrong with it? Where is it? Where? Get it. get it, you get it. Because he can't fit under that table any better than me. Holy cow. Um, are there more than one? Are there? Is there? Is there? What the fuck? Y'all, words. Um, so I've got a friend of mine, her daughter lives in Savannah. And her first cousin, wait a minute, had dated one of the uncles for a couple years. And they said that they're not shocked about this. Upset, but not shocked. Um, and this uncle is like in the military. So here's what we heard. uh, here's what we heard last night. The we'll back up a little bit here in just a minute. Um, the grandma, the mom's mom, texted somebody saying that the baby is passed away, that he's in a landfill, and the daughter did it, the baby's mom, but that she has no memory of it. Now, that she also, it's being said that she has had before yesterday, I guess, told a friend of hers that if she says that she doesn't have any memory of it, then she can. Anyway, she's pretty much saying this because she's thinking she can set herself up um, to plead insanity. Sorry. Can y'all hear me now? We good. All right. If she had no memory of this, first of all, she would have passed the polygraph test. If she didn't know she did anything, she would have passed the polygraph. Yes, that she texted the babysitter the next morning that she didn't need to come. um, I was also told a while ago that my friend's son-in-law just got a video of someone leaving the house about an hour ago in a truck. He said he couldn't see the driver well, but the passenger did look Hawaiian. And the mom is part Hawaiian. We don't think, as far as I know, she doesn't have any sisters. Um, yeah, she didn't. That's right. All right, let's go all the way back because I've got a couple of channels that we're going to go look at. First, we're going to go to this one. And I'm going to try and find the very first 2, 3, 6 days, 8 days. Okay. think that's her first video on him. It was 2 days ago. The 5th. Megan Boswell, yep. Alright, because I've already watched this one. She usually... Okay, we're gonna skim through
hey everybody,
this one real quick. We're gonna watch Annie. I'm gonna speed her up because... Okay, let me get him situated too. I'm going to start her playing. Hold on, buddy. We don't know yet. I figured there would be. I really thought that they would have an earlier press conference today. And so I'm guessing that might be one of the reasons that the press conference is later, is that maybe they're trying to get arrest warrants situated. Oh, goodness, buddy. So let's get through this, what we can real quick, just to get a quick backstory.
Welcome back. My name is Annie Elise, and this is 10 to Life, where we are talking everything true crime. And I'm going to get right to the point, guys. Today we are talking about an active case of a missing 20-month-old little boy. And I'm just going to say it right now, too. This feels like a page was literally ripped out of the Casey Anthony and Megan Boswell playbook. There are a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of red flags, and so many questions out there as to what could have happened to this little boy, what could have, who could have been involved, why are people lying, and is there something deeper going on here? So I'm going to go through with the entire case with you, the timeline. I've got visuals for you. We're going to go through everything that we have learned up until this moment. And hopefully we can get answers for little Quinton Simon. So guys, let's jump right in.
10 to Life with Annie Elise starts right now.
There is a quote that says, "Grandchildren fill a space in your heart that you never knew was empty." For many people, some of the greatest moments in life include getting married, having babies, and then getting to witness your children go on and have babies of their own. Having grandkids must be so great because typically you just love on them. You spoil them, and then, you give them back. You don't have to deal with the responsibility. All the tough parts of childhood are left up to their parents because you've been there, you've done that, and now they're doing it. But as we know, that's not the case for many families. So what happens when your children aren't equipped to take care of their babies? And if an adult child is dealing with addiction, legal trouble, possible abuse, does the responsibility of caring for those grandchildren now fall on the grandparents' shoulders? So just when life seems like it might be slowing down, the nest is empty, retirement's on the horizon, suddenly now the home is filled with toys, sticky fingers, and chaos of kids all over again. Now, while nobody is ever forced to take legal custody of their grandchildren, many grandparents do choose to do this to avoid the alternative and putting the kids in the system and going into foster care, unless there is a death or who to trust. When researching the details of this case, there are just so many red flags and details that don't add up, as I was saying. And all of this is making it even harder to answer the question, what happened on the morning of October 5th? Where is little Quinton Simon? And most importantly, is he still alive? Billie Jo and her husband, Tommy Howell, live on the Atlantic coast in Savannah, a city in Chatham County, Georgia. Now, let me walk you through this family tree because it does get a bit complicated. Billie Jo has 4 children from different fathers: Nathaniel, Joe, Leilani, and Paul. Billie Jo's son, 29 years old, Nathaniel, is currently incarcerated, serving a 22-year prison term for robbing and murdering a man in 2011. Billie Jo's son, Paul, is currently living with her and his stepfather, Tommy, as well as Billie Jo's 22-year-old daughter, Leilani. Leilani's 3-year-old son, Zane Wharton, 20-month-old son, Quinton Simon, 4-month-old daughter, Sky Youngkin, and Leilani's fiance, Daniel Youngkin, also live there. Leilani had her first son, Dane, with a man named Cody Wharton, her second son, Quinton Simon, with a man named Bubba Moss, and Sky with her current partner, Daniel or Danny. And not much is known about Billie Jo's other son, Joe. So people close to the family have said that Billie Jo and her daughter, Leilani, have always had a rocky relationship. In Billie's own words, she said that Leilani hasn't always done the right thing, and that sometimes she does really great and sometimes she doesn't. During those not-so-great times, for reasons currently unclear, Leilani lost custody of her 2 sons, Zane and Quinton, when Quinton was just 5 months old, indicating that CPS had actually been involved with the family. The boys were put in custody of their maternal grandmother, Billie Joe, who has been doing her best to care for her daughter's children as well as balance her marriage and a job outside of the state, I believe in Illinois, I think. Don't quote me on that. When Leilani got pregnant again and had no stable housing for herself, her new baby and her fiance, Billie Joe, allowed them to come and live with her until they could get back on their feet. Billie Joe and Tommy both work full-time jobs, and Leilani was able to get a job at a local liquor store, while her fiancé Danny has been apparently pursuing a music career and trying to become a rapper. Don't ask, guys, I'm not going to judge. So most days when everyone was working, a woman down the street named Diana was babysitting Leilani's children for about $30 a day. She apparently charged $15 a day for each of the boys, but nothing for the newborn baby girl. And I guess this arrangement was set up through Billie Joe, the grandmother and mother of Leilani. But allegedly, the boys would show up with belt marks and bruises all over, and the kids were often dropped off without diapers, without milk, without anything. Just a huge red flag that screams neglect. Even worse, evidently the boys were off.
Okay, what's confusing? Yeah, because we're 30 minutes away from the press conference. So CPS took the child away from the mom, and the mom's mom, the grandma, the maternal grandma, was given custody of the child. Then at some point, the grandma let mom, her boyfriend, and new baby move in with her and the child that was already removed from that mom's care. Okay. She was just giving you an outline of the whole family, and I'll go over all of that again later. Okay. Yes, Bonita is Taco. But we're trying to get the backstory in of what actually went down. But the baby was removed by CPS from the mom's care.
Often found playing in the ditch outside by themselves, meaning there was a little to no supervision from the parents of these little children. Like I mentioned earlier, with such a full house, tensions often ran high between Billie Joe, Leilani, and Danny. Billie Joe felt as though Leilani and Danny weren't earning their keep around the house and had constant messes everywhere, were just disrespecting the home and ultimately overstaying their welcome. There's an expression that my dad once had said, and what is it? It's like house guests are like fish. After 2 days, they start to smell and you want them out of the house. Now, if you're a fish person, don't come and don't cancel me, but I'm just saying. So they were starting to overstay their welcome here. Now, according to Billie Joe and even several neighbors, there was constant arguing between all of the adults in the home, and more than one argument that led to 911 being called was on September 7th, 2022, when both Billie and Leilani called the police, and Leilani was telling officers that she was on probation and didn't want any trouble. Now, it's unclear what Leilani is on probation for, but during the police visit that night, her brother Paul told officers that Leilani has a history of stealing and using the money to buy drugs. Billie Joe told Leilani and Danny several times that she wanted them to move out. But when they didn't, the next day on September 8th, she decided to go and file the formal paperwork and that eviction notice to be sent by mail to the home so that she had documentation and a paper trail of trying to get her daughter to leave. It's not exactly clear if Billie Joe was trying to evict Leilani, Danny, and the children, or just the two adults. But Leilani still had custody of her daughter Sky, which means if she is putting out Leilani, she'd be putting out baby Sky as well. Now, legally, I don't think she could have Leilani take the boys with her because Billie Joe had custody of them. So this could be why Leilani was so reluctant to leave if it meant that she was going to have to leave her boys behind as well. On September 16th, the eviction notice arrived in the mail, and Leilani and Danny found out about Billie Joe filing this at the courthouse. So even after the formal notice, the couple and all of the children were still living at Billie Joe and Tommy's residence. As you can imagine, irritation, resentment, and just a truly volatile environment grew even stronger after that eviction notice. And on that same day, Leilani made a Facebook post that read, "Can't even horseplay with my man and kids without someone coming in the room and assuming the worst." And to me, that kind of indicates that somebody in the home was possibly questioning what was going on behind closed doors with Leilani, Danny, and the children. Perhaps thinking that this roughhousing is, not that, and maybe it's targeted and, it's being initiated by Leilani and Danny on the kids, and they're trying to lie and say that it's roughhousing. With Billie Joe having custody of Zane and Quinton, the state filed an order for Leilani and Zane's father to begin paying child support to help with Billie Joe's expenses in caring for the children. Leilani was due in court for this child support case on September 22nd, but did not show up for the hearing. And due to her being a no-show, Leilani lost the case by default, and it was ruled that she would begin paying her mother child support for Zane and for Quinton. Over the next couple of days, Billie Joe got a temporary job out of town, which was supposed to last 3 weeks. And this probably came as a relief to her and to Leilani to get some much needed distance between the two of them and for Billy Joe to get a break from all this chaos that was happening at home. Now, I'm not sure if with Billy Joe having custody, Tommy would be home and the boys are with the babysitter a lot of the time anyway. And I don't think it's illegal because even if I'm thinking of even my own situation, like I mean, obviously my husband and I both have legal custody because we're married and not separated. But if I were to leave for several weeks at a time and left them with somebody, I don't know how that works exactly. And if you can shed some light on that, please let me know. So maybe she thought that it would be a good time for Leilani to prove herself as a mother and have some bonding time with the kids and step up to the plate. So the babysitter, Diana, has said that she usually does watch the boys and baby Sky 5 days a week and even watches them if Leilani is not working. The kids are dropped off usually around approximately around 5:30 to 6 a.m. and they're supposed to be picked up by 3:30 p.m. But oftentimes they aren't picked up until around 6 p.m. Danny taking extra hours at work. On Tuesday, September 4th, Danny and Leilani picked up the kids from Diana's house and told them that they would see her the next morning. However, the next morning on Wednesday, September 5th at 5:29 a.m., Danny texted Diana and told her that they didn't need her to babysit because Leilani would be with the children that day. According to Danny, he got up, he saw little Quinton in his pack and play, and then left for work at 6 a.m. Diana said that was a little bit odd, that the plans changed on such short notice. And because she usually watched the kids regardless of whether Leilani was working or not, and also because the night prior when the kids were picked up, they said they would see her the next morning. But, she wasn't too concerned. They just lived down the road a little bit, so she thought it was odd, but wasn't going to be too suspicious off the bat. That was until she got another text message from Danny at 9 a.m. asking if she had seen Quinton. So shocked by this question, she quickly headed over to their house to see what the hell was going on. She arrived at Leilani's house and asked what was going on, where was Quinton, and then ultimately if they wanted her help to go look for Quinton. But in a very shocking response, they told her no, and that they didn't want her help because they already looked. Now, this I have a real problem with, because not only for the obvious reasons, you would want everybody looking for your almost 2-year-old baby, but even more, at this point, they had only been looking for a couple of hours. If Quinton was last seen at 6 a.m., which according to the boyfriend and Leilani, that's when he was last seen, which I'm sorry, I don't even believe that. But even if that's true, that means that even if Quinton vanished the moment they last saw him, they would have only been looking for under 3 hours. So to say, no, we already looked, we don't need your help. Where'd you look? Where'd you go? Did you leave the house? When did you look? Did you look outside? It just really does not sit right with me that you are turning away help so early on. Then Diana asked Leilani if she called the police. And, shocker, she also says, no, I haven't. So Diana is the one who told Leilani to call them. So Leilani told the police that when she woke up, the front door was open and Quinton was gone. Here's my question. If you woke up and your baby was missing and the front door was wide open, why would it take you hours to call the police? And not just that, but why would it take somebody else prompting you to call the police for you to even call them? So Diana, the babysitter, went in her car and called Billy Joe, the grandma, who was again out of town for work, and she informed her that Quinton was missing. Since, big surprise, at that point too, Leilani hadn't even told her yet either. And then, in a true page out of that Megan Boswell and Casey Anthony playbook, Leilani told her mom that Quinton's dad came and picked him up. But here's the thing. The police have now ruled out Quinton's dad. He was nowhere near there and was not even involved in Quinton's life at all, apparently. So this was just complete BS. So the search for missing Quinton begins, and the grandma and the grandpa, who were also out of town somewhere, arrived back at home, and they gave initial news interviews with the media. And in these interviews, the grandma said that she does not trust her daughter, Leilani. And she said, and I quote, "I don't know if I can trust her or not. And she hasn't always done the right thing." As the media interviews continued, in a strange and kind of brief twist, the grandma Billy Joe also started blaming the babysitter Diana. Now, it's unclear if this was true blame or if Billy Joe was just absolutely grief-stricken, but apparently Diana had suggested wanting to do a prayer circle, and Billy Joe took that as her wanting to do a memorial, two very different things. And this offended Billy Joe, and she exclaimed how they didn't even know if Quinton was dead yet and how Diana was overstepping her boundaries, that maybe she came and took Quinton from the house. So it was very heated and very passionate, which I do just want to say, I personally have no suspicions at this time that Diana had anything to do with this. However, in an effort to be completely objective and unbiased, it isn't unheard of that caretakers who really love the child or children that they are watching over can begin to think that that child is better suited with them 100% of the time and do something like kidnap the child. Now, again, in this case, I don't think that is at all the scenario, especially with the text messages that were sent, the timeline, not at all. I just want to mention that it does happen. So after Billy Joe said all of this, Diana went on Facebook Live explaining about their family and all of the details. So I'm going to include that video here, but if you've already seen it and if you want to fast forward and skip ahead, feel free.
My Facebook, I'm not coming on here to start drama. I'm not an attention seeker. So I don't want anyone to think that, like I'm not. And I wasn't even going to say anything until what happened today. And this is not directly about Quinton. I don't know any more than y'all do know about baby Q. It's just something that happened today that I wanted to get straight, clear the air. Saying up for myself, definitely. So, what time is it? What time is it? Okay. I got just a few more minutes, guys. I told everybody 8, but I wanted to go ahead and let some people get on. There's a lot of people right now sending me friend requests. Honestly, I don't know how to get off and then accept it and get on, so I'm just going to stay on here. Hopefully, I did make it public, so everybody should be able to see. Someone just sent me a message saying when you get on, if you put at everyone, then it'll share with everyone. Okay. All right, I guess I'm going to go ahead and start. There's a lot of people. Okay, so as everyone knows, and I have got so many messages why I'm not talking out and why I'm not saying nothing, because I didn't feel like it was my place. I did keep Quinton, and I'm going to start from the beginning. How I met Billy Joe and Leilani is through a lady that used to go to my church, Miss Sandra. Her and her mother, Miss Audrey, they're very awesome people. And she called me and told me the situation and asked me if I was interested. The next day, I got a call from Billy Joe asking me if I could keep her 2 grandbabies. And I said yes. Going in, I had never met them. I didn't know the situation that was going on with Leilani, Billy Joe, Danny, none of them. I started keeping them, and I didn't know anything at all. And then the more I seen a lot of stuff, and I was concerned. No, I did not call these facts because I voiced all my questions and concerns to Billy Joe, the grandmother. She told me that she had custody of the boys. I didn't know why. She didn't tell me that. But they were staying with Leilani. Billy Joe worked out of town. So when I started seeing things that wasn't quite right, I would call Billy Joe and I would tell her. I would text her. She didn't answer. She was at work. She'd text me back and she'd say, okay, I'm going to talk to Leilani. Several times the boys were outside. One particular morning, they were outside in the ditch. My daughter seen them and come running in. We went down there. Leilani was nowhere in sight. I called Billy Joe. She got in contact with Leilani. Leilani was home. She was just in the house somewhere. They would drop them off with no diapers. They would drop them off with no pull-ups. And when the baby came, Sky, they wouldn't send no milk. 2 days, I had to call Danny because Leilani wouldn't answer me, which is her fiance, to bring me milk for Sky. I kept texting Billy Joe. My daughter took pictures and sent them to Billy Joe of Quinton having bruises. Everything that I'm telling you can be backed up. This is not hearsay. This is not me trying to get attention. Who wants to get attention over a baby? We sent her pictures. I sent her multiple texts. She texted me back one day and she said, okay, I'm tired of this. I want you to keep the babies permanently until I can get back home. I told her I would, and I did. So it was about 2 to 3 hours later, she calls me back. She said, well, I'm going to give Leilani a chance. You know, she's a young mother. I've got to be able to try to trust her. She said, I did a lot of bad things. I got my kids taken away, and I want Leilani, I want her to know that she can do anything she wants to do, and I'm going to support her. So I didn't keep them day and night. Leilani made it clear to me that she didn't want me to keep them like her mother had wanted me to. So I kept them during the day. They dropped them off at between 5:30 and 6, and they picked them up. Was supposed to, their schedule was 3:30, but sometimes they worked over and said, her boyfriend would text me and say, I need to work a couple extra hours to make up hours. So can you keep them until 6? I would do that. We fed them. We took them places. I love them. They're kids. Like, who's not going to love a kid? So that's a little backstory of how I even met them. Okay, now let's get to the day that this happened. I keep them every day, Monday through Friday. I kept them sometimes at night. At 5:29, they text me. No, I'm sorry. Tuesday afternoon, they went home at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I got up in the morning at 5 o'clock on Wednesday because they usually got here around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I get a text at 5:29 saying, the kid from Danny, the kids are not coming. Leilani is with them. I put okay. Was it a little unusual? Yes, because even when she was off, I had them. She didn't know that we could see her. They sit on the front porch, but if me and the kids, and my kids too, but mine are basically grown, would go to leave, she would be on the front porch smoking, but she would duck and run inside so we wouldn't see her. But I had no problem keeping the babies. Was it for money? No, it wasn't. I charged them. I didn't even charge them for Sky. I charged them for the two boys, and it was $15 a piece, $30 a day. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I text Danny, okay. Didn't hear nothing back from him. I got up. My husband went to work around 7:30. We was outside. My son also lives on this road, so he was going to work as well around 8:30. From 7:30 until 8:30, we was outside. We did not see Quinton. Nowhere. Okay. So then me and my girls, we go to McDonald's. They went to McDonald's. I live on Chatham Parkway. The McDonald's is literally right down the road. On our way back, I get a text from Danny. He says, have you seen Quinton? I said, no, why? Well, immediately I called him. And he said they couldn't find Quinton. Okay. So me and my oldest daughter here with me, we go over there. We get in the car and we go over there. I let my other daughter out. When we get over there, I asked, okay, he's a little boy. He likes to play and seek. He likes to get in my daughter's closet and play. He could be in a closet. He could be in a cabinet. You know, maybe he's playing hide and seek. Me and my daughter help you look. They didn't want that. He stood there. He looked at me with the most coldest look I've ever seen and said, we've already looked. I said, okay. So I stood there for a minute and I looked around outside of where I was. Leilani was smoking a cigarette and Danny was standing there. And I go to get in my car. I was going to call Billy Joe, and I did call Billy Joe. She didn't call him. Leilani didn't call the police until I said, have you called the police? And then she calls the police. So we started to leave. Cops came behind me. I could not leave. I guess they said what it was on the property had to stay there until after they checked everything. So I left. I came back maybe about 30 minutes later. I asked Leilani and Danny, I said, do you want me to take Zane home? So, you know, y'all got a lot going on. She said yes. Danny said yes. I asked them to get me some shoes for the baby. They got me shoes. I came home. I called Billy Joe. Billy Joe had no idea. I've never spoke badly about Billy Joe. But today she came to my house after I told her, I texted her. She called me at 6:30 this morning. I'm sorry, I'm everywhere because this has been a lie. She called me at 6:30 this morning. We were talking. Everything was good. I texted her. I told her I was going to cook, that we were going to get flyers and put them everywhere of Quinton, and that we was going to do a prayer circle over here. Never said that we was going to do a memorial for Quinton because I didn't believe he was alive or that he had passed. Never did I say that. And I can back all this up because we have cameras. Like everything I'm saying to you, I can back up. And it's just ridiculous. So she told me basically not to text her no more because she thought that I was overstepping. Well, I am just a babysitter, but I took care of them kids when their mother didn't take care of them. And I don't really have nothing to say bad about Danny because he would actually ask me these last few weeks, Miss Michelle, did the kids have everything they need? Do they have pull-ups? Because Leilani wouldn't do that. Now, another thing I want to get to, Billy Joe, after she barged in my house, after all that, she come down the road. I don't live far from her. She barged in my house. This is all on camera. I jump out my chair. She gets in my face, cussing me. I cussed her back. I said some pretty bad words. Yes, I did. Because she barged in my house. Okay. My daughter was also recording. She tried to take the phone from my daughter. She told me that she thought I took her grandbaby. Like, that is the worst thing that you could ever said to me. That is worse than punching me in the face. She did not hit me.
Okay.
I'm not scared of her. She didn't hit me.
Trying to get things ready to find
she just yelled in my face a lot, but I yelled right back. Okay. She said that I had stole her grandbaby. How do you do that? Someone that has been good to your grandkids, someone that has 6 kids of her own that are grown. How do you do that to somebody? And then she started screaming all the way down the road for my neighbors to hear. And like, I don't care because they know me. They know the person I am. And then she started saying that she paid $700 for my kids to go to Splash in the Burris. My kids are grown, okay? She asked me to take Quinton and Zane. Yes, she did buy the tickets. Just like I told the FBI agent, I never use them tickets. Them tickets are still there. The ticket thing is still on my phone. I never took her grandkids. I never took mine. She's never did nothing for me. I literally did not charge them a lot of money to keep these babies because I was worried about these babies. And not only me, there's neighbors up and down this road that has seen these babies outside. And I'm getting a lot of mad faces, and that's okay because I have the truth. Every text that I have sent Billy Joe is on these phones. Every text, every conversation I've had with Billy Joe is recorded in my house. So the FBI can check this. I don't care. Like, I never want to go bash nobody. I am a Christian, but a Christian can stand up for herself, especially when you accuse me of stealing your grandbaby. I would never do that. I don't have anything on my record. I've never had defects at my house. My kids are grown. My kids have done really good. Like, I'm not, and I have no reason to judge anybody. I mean, I've did stuff in my life. I'm not perfect, but never stuff like that. And I just love these kids. And I didn't steal nobody. I didn't do anything wrong. So she can bash me all she wants to, but God don't like ugly. And it's going to come back on her for doing this 100%. So somebody keeps asking me, do I think Leilani done it? I'm going to tell you this, that a mother that lets her kids outside, that doesn't watch them, that numerous people have seen, that they're bruised, they're dirty, and there's plenty of evidence of this. You tell me what you think. I told Billy Joe my concerns. I sent her stuff, and she didn't listen to me. So she can't blame anybody but herself for what has happened. Nobody. And I see a lot of people commenting, but I can't do that. I can't answer all these questions right now. I don't know much about what's going on over there. I don't know what the FBI is saying. I did talk to the FBI. They checked my cameras. I told them I called the police today on her because I was going to press charges. You can't just bust in someone's house, and I'm still going to do it. I'm calling a lawyer Monday morning. You can't just bust in someone's house and then try to take their daughter's cell phone and hit their hand. You can't do that. Like, that's not allowed. But this has got out of hand. This is about Quinton. This is about Monkey. And yes, I am just the babysitter, I guess. But I watched out for them kids more than their mother ever did. So you can say what you want about me, have all the opinions you want, but it doesn't matter because I know the truth and other people know the truth. And that is exactly what I wanted to say. Thank you so much for the stars on Facebook. That's it. I'm praying that Quinton is still alive. I'm hoping he is. I would love to just be able to see his face. He is a precious child. So is Zane. So is Sky. I don't know what happened to him, but I know what they went through. I know what their mother didn't do for these kids. And she didn't. So this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to come on here and say that Billy Joe can spread all the lies that she wants about me. It is about finding this baby, this precious baby. And you know what? God is in this situation. God knows. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. God does, but it'll all come out. Everything that happened will come out. So hate me, like me, I don't care. This is the truth. It's my side, but it is the truth. And like I said, I told the FBI, they have all these phones. They have all the messages where I've sent. Literally, Quinton come over the other day with bruises, belt bruises on his arm and on his neck. I text Billy Joe. I never got a text back. So I don't know what happened to these babies. I just know that I just know that I didn't do anything to the baby. We loved them. And I think that it's not okay for Billy Joe just to come in my house and uninvited and do what she thinks she can do and spread rumors about me. It's lies. So that's all I got to say. Yes, Billy Joe did tell me that she had custody of the boys. I'm answering a question. She did tell me she had custody of the boys and that Leilani did not. And like I said, I've never said nothing bad about Billy Joe, but she come after me for no reason. I know she's got emotions right now, and people, already comment on my thing. Well, you shouldn't do this to the grandma. Well, she shouldn't do it to me, because I was the one that was here with the babies, and all I was doing was trying to tell her what was going on. So if I'm a bad person for that, then let me be a bad person for that.
All right, guys. We've got 5 minutes. So I'm working on finding, hold on. So, the grandma was out of town when he went missing. I thought something was fishy with her too. I guess I was wrong. Open link in a new tab.
Cooperating with this investigation. They also say they have not issued an Amber Alert for Quinton because there's really no indication at this point that he was abducted.
Hello to everybody that has joined us. Welcome. We are just waiting for the official live stream. Hold on.
Alright, so now we're just waiting.
ABC 13.
The presser to have my channels ready.
I don't know.
I'm amused says boyfriend made a statement regarding
Breaking news. ABC 13. That's Houston.
Lindsay says people are assuming that it was Leilani that told law enforcement Quinton at the landfill. But I think someone's ring caught Leilani throwing bags in the way between 6 a.m. and whatever authorities were. That would be interesting. Yeah, if she's claiming, if her story is going to be that she doesn't know anything and she doesn't remember anything, then maybe she didn't give a
Oh, of course, sweetie. I don't usually do this kind of thing, and I'll hear it live. I don't know. There's a lot of whys going on. Why did she allow them back in the house with her when the kids were removed from her? On now. Okay, let's see. Let me see what this is. I guess, yes, it's fixing to. I am trying to. I'm going to get away from StreamYard soon, so it'll be easier for me to switch back and forth between screens. I need to go ahead and. No, I do not know that. Live local and national news. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. It should be coming on. I'm going to refresh pages to figure out. Live now. Okay. Hey, can you take that in there for me? No. On my chair, please? No. You want your juice? No. What do you want? Well, Mimi's trying to work. You got to turn that down if you're going to come in the office, okay? Got to turn it down like that. Okay? No, like that. Yeah, like that. No, I know what this is. Oh, goodness. Of course, he picks right now. Sorry, y'all. Um, give me a second. I'm pulling it up.
What's up?
All right, I'm trying. WJCL. Apparently, I'm going to watch on demand. Where is the live on this? I'm trying, guys. WJCL. Shit.
Quinton has been missing since last Wednesday from his Chatham County home. Last night, Chatham County Police and the FBI confirmed to WTOC they believe Quinton is dead. His mother, Leilani Simon, has been named the prime suspect. So no arrests have been made and no formal charges have been filed. That's the latest that we know. It looks like that press conference is just getting underway, so we'll now take you to it live.
The 911 call reporting Quinton missing, we have conducted an exhaustive search for him. Sadly, we still have not found Quinton. But our search and our investigation
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Jack Wallace coming to you live from the WTOC Digital Desk.
Every available resource
we're going to
we
take
have
you now
in order to
live
get
to a news conference.
I would like to thank the FBI for their invaluable expertise and assistance during our search and for the help they will continue to provide moving forward. We know that millions of people fell in love with Quinton Simon the moment they saw his face and learned of his disappearance. We have seen the outpouring of love and concern for this child.
Sorry.
And the outpouring of grief at the latest developments in this case. The men and women of the Chatham County Police Department share that same sadness, but we also feel very determined to keep working as hard as we can and for as long as we have to find Quinton. Now, Special Agent Clark will have some comments, and then I'll return with some closing statements.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Clark. I am the Senior Supervisory Resident Agent in charge of the FBI's Savannah and Brunswick offices. From the moment the FBI became involved in this investigation, our primary goal was to assist the Chatham County Police Department in bringing Quinton home and holding anyone responsible for his disappearance accountable. To the Chatham County community, our heart breaks along with yours in trying to comprehend what we believe happened here. The FBI, along with our law enforcement partners, have followed every lead, every tip, and every piece of evidence The FBI, along with our law enforcement partners, have followed every lead, every tip, and every piece of evidence to get to this point, and we will continue to do so. The FBI entered this case less than 3 hours after Quinton was reported missing. The FBI has provided the Chatham County Police Department resources in this case, and those resources have come in the form of investigative, analytical, and technical assistance. For the past week, over 40 analysts, officers, and professional sports staff who live in the coastal Georgia area have worked tirelessly and continuously on this investigation. Last Wednesday, we mobilized our Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, the CARD team in short, which brings with it experts from across the country who specialize in missing children cases. As needed, and as the investigation continues to progress, the FBI stands ready to deploy additional resources. In closing, we share the sorrow felt by millions and pledge every resource to assist the Chatham County Police Department in finding little Quinton.
Thank you, Agent Clark. And in closing, I understand the intense interest in this case and know everyone has a lot of questions. I'll answer what I can. But remember, our focus must be on not doing anything that jeopardizes the integrity of this investigation or bringing justice for Quinton. So with that said, I'll be happy to answer what questions I can.
Did you hear from the family last night that you might be targeting a landfill? Can you tell us about that and what landfill might be?
I cannot disclose any information relative to that. We will follow the evidence, and when our evidence leads us to search anything specifically or any specific geographic area, we will communicate that to you at that time. I cannot get into any specifics relative to evidence. What I can say is the evidence that we have so far, based on multiple search warrants and interviews, has led us to the conclusion that Quinton is deceased. The investigation doesn't end, right there. We will continue to investigate this until its final conclusion. Because because the evidence has led us to that point and to this point today.
Why is she not arrested?
Because we will only do that when we feel we have everything that we need to. We only get one shot at this, right? We're going to do it right. We're going to do the best that we can. We're going to use the resources at our disposal. We're thankful to the FBI. And when we get to that point and we feel comfortable in counsel with the FBI and the ADA, that's when we will reach that conclusion.
Is anyone else being considered for criminal charges?
At this time, no. The evidence in the case has led us to this conclusion.
Was there a date where you found the evidence that led you to this conclusion? Because obviously earlier this week,
The accumulation of evidence over these last 8 days has led us to this conclusion today. We do not have any specifics at this time. I can't answer that question with any level of specificity.
do you know where Leilani's other two children are?
I can't answer that question.
Do you know where Leilani is?
I don't know where she is currently today.
Is there any chance anyone else besides Leilani?
There is no one else a suspect at this time. Leilani is the main focus of this investigation.
Are you not concerned that you've now named your number one suspect out loud to the public? Is there not a concern she might take off?
I can't get into any specifics, but we don't believe she's a flight risk at this time. All right, thank you. Appreciate your questions. Have a great day.
Wow.
All right, so that was Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley.
Wow, that was just a bunch of bullshit.
Will Clark with the FBI. You heard some of the details there from the Chatham.
I have no words right now, y'all. No words.
Further confirming what they
Oh
told
shit, hold on.
WTOC last night, that they do believe that 20-month-old Quinton Simon, who's been missing since last Wednesday, they do believe little Quinton has deceased. The mother of Quinton Simon, Leilani Simon.
I guess I would have been better off turning my speaker on and keeping my.
As far as we know, no formal charges have been filed. No
Yep,
arrests
that was a
have
bunch of
been made.
nothing.
You heard from Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley. They're saying they don't. He said he does not know where Leilani is at this time. We're going to continue to stay with this case. We're going to continue to stay, give you as many updates as we can as we learn them. We know that this is a case that people, not just here in Chatham County, in Southeast Georgia, and the Low Country, have taken a hold to all over the country.
All they said was what they told us last night, was they believe that he's deceased and the mother is the main suspect.
Here digitally, on air, and as well as on WTOC.com. If you go over to WTOC.com right
Not
now,
a flight
you'll see
risk.
our stories.
I'm curious. I know she is like half Hawaiian. I'm curious if she has any family in Hawaii.
Press conference here. As soon as we can get the information up online, it'll be there.
Let's see what Ickmail has to say about it. Hold on. Let me come over here and no, that's I'm kind of pissed. I know a bunch of people are pissed. She does. Okay. What are they saying over there? Let's see what Mel's saying. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, if they know, I don't understand. Unless they just, she said he's in a landfill. She said he is in. So, if she's saying these things, then why the hell? I don't understand.
He's like, he doesn't know. I hope somebody over there is keeping an eye on her, or some sort of like, they can monitor her. Are they not watching her? I want to see if I can find a better audio one.
Well, I mean, I don't care where she is. Why have they not? I mean, if she's out here saying that he's no longer alive and he is in a landfill, why is there not an arrest warrant already issued for her? How else would she know that he is not alive?
All right, so you guys tell me, calls or we just move on?
So, I mean, I know that they have a method to their madness. I know that they know what they're doing.
I don't know. That was honestly, that was super disappointing.
Clark of the Savannah FBI office.
And I know,
as you know, our investigation over the last 8 days has led us to the heartbreaking conclusion that 20-month-old Quinton Simon is deceased.
A week long.
We have named his mother, Leilani Simon, as the primary suspect in Quinton's disappearance and death. We have not made an arrest or filed any charges at this time.
They'll know exactly where.
From the moment we received the 911 call
Wednesday's trash from
reporting Quinton missing, we have conducted an exhaustive.
He said they only have one shot.
So they'll know exactly
maybe
where
they're
to
just
take
hoping that
the cadaver dogs
maybe they're
to
hoping
search
that,
in that landfill.
50,
they'll know where to start.
Actually 68%. We can do calls for a little bit. I have like 30 extra minutes. 30 about 30 35 minutes. We can take some calls.
exhaustive search for
Let me
him.
open up the line.
Sadly, we still have not found Quinton. But our search and our investigation will continue, and it will continue with every available resource we have in order to give Quinton's family closure and see that justice is served in this case. I would like to thank the FBI for their invaluable expertise and assistance during our search and for the
And I wonder if you think the mother would try to hurt herself?
help they will continue to provide
She got to be
moving
sweating.
forward. We know that millions of people fell in love with Quinton Simon the moment they saw his face
Yeah.
and
Oh,
learned
yeah.
of
They
his
know where the
disappearance.
trash from her house went.
We have seen the outpouring
like
of
I said-
love and concern for this child
Let's see what he said.
and the
He missed
outpouring of grief
the first part.
at the latest developments in this case. The men and women of the Chatham County Police Department share that same
I hope she
sadness.
does.
Dialing in.
Thank you for calling.
All right, so it's open now. We put the number out if anybody wants to call.
For this exact reason,
Give your
oops, I didn't mean to do that. What did I just do? For this exact reason right here. Oh, okay, Justin's live. Oh, he opened up Justin's live, I guess. No. I need to click the live on my thing here. Thank you. No, I don't think all of them did. Hold on.
978. How you doing? Where you calling from? Calls. 978. How you doing? Where you calling from? She could hurt herself, and then they'll never get answers.
I know.
Oh, it's still muted. My bad.
And trying to comprehend what we believe happened here. The FBI, along with our law enforcement
Okay, let's start the calls.
You know what? I'll give you the
978.
login
How you
here.
doing?
You
Where
can
you
go live
calling
on
from?
here if you want. Or
978.
you don't, not even the login. You can, I can go live
lost you.
and just bring you up
It dropped.
on,
have followed every lead,
bring you up on panel. Either way.
They got to be keeping an eye on her, right? Or devices or something.
continue to do so.
We can go live, and then like I can drop the link.
3 hours after Quinton.
We can drop the link and just pull you up. That'll be even better. That way you're from your channel as it is.
In this case, and those resources have
Yeah.
No, you can't do that from
I guess the
YouTube.
only thing you can really see
I do
maybe
it
is her
because
hurting
on
herself or something.
StreamYard.
Analytical and technical.
So you would get on YouTube and
Bertolino on
Savannah.
speed dial. Cicely,
so
no, you
when
did
I
it.
when I go live, I put
Bertolino
the
on
link in the
speed
chat
dial.
and you just click it and follow the prompts, and it'll bring you. Yeah,
Let's try
we'll
the
do
next
a
call.
test.
712 coming up. 712. How you doing? Where you calling from?
It's real easy.
I'm from Sioux City, Iowa. This is
Cicely. Oh wait,
Amy.
wait. This is Amy. Where are you
Georgia.
calling from again?
They live in Georgia.
Sioux City, Iowa.
Okay. Hi, thanks for calling.
Okay, I don't want to hear his
Hi.
people talking.
So,
What I was going to say about landfills. So they have landfills plotted out. For anybody here that doesn't know this, they have landfills plotted out. The trucks don't just go in there and randomly dump. They know exactly which load of trash is dumped where for this exact reason. So if something like this happens, they can go back and be like, okay, this neighborhood on this date was dumped in this plot. You should be able to just click her name right here in the chat, and and a little thing will pop up, and it should say like block, report, or go to channel. And if you click go to channel, you should go to her channel and click subscribe. Here, let me see if I can drop her link for you. Hold on. Let me grab her link and drop it for you. Hang on just a second. My guys. I'll drop the link. Oh, John, you didn't take your trash out? What kind of man are you? Is it okay? I don't see anything. Oh, it's not going to let you post it. I'm getting it for you. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't let it, you have to be a you have to be a mod. I think I got it right here though. Alrighty, paste there. See if that works. Oh, Liz beat me to it. Sorry, I had to get on my computer to do it. See if y'all can click that link and go sub to her channel. Yay. Okay. Thank you, Liz. Sorry, babe. All right. Well, there you have it. We got nothing. Nothing. All that build up for a news release for nothing. All they said is they know that he is deceased. No charges have been filed yet. The mother is the main suspect. They say that they do not consider her a flight risk, which I'm sorry. I guess maybe she's turned her passport over to them. That's the only thing I can think. I really thought that that's why they were holding this so late in the day, was because they were going to try and get her into custody first. Honestly. Because last night when they put out the announcement that they were going to have a media thing today, I figured they would do it early in the day since everybody would be waiting. Sorry, I got to put a new patch on a jacket. So, and then when they said it was going to, when I saw 1 p.m., I was like, oh, damn, they must be trying to get her into custody first. And now that we know that she has family somewhere else, fucking A, whatever. All right, guys, I've got to hop on the sewing machine real quick and get something done before 2 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and shut us down. I'll come back a little bit later. Kids get out of school at 1. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. How can I, wait, I know what I can do. I can do this from 2, switch account. I can give you 2 more subs. And right there. Let's see if the link is still there. Message you on Facebook. Okay. All right, John. Watch that ankle. Take care of that ankle, John. You hear me now? Oh my God. I almost messaged you a while ago, John. Speaking of that ankle issue. All right. I just gave you 2 more subs. This damn dog that drinks his water and gets it everywhere. I was walking through the kitchen a while ago and slipped on his effing water and twisted my god dang ankle. And you are the first thing I thought of. I was like, wait till John hears about this. All right, guys, scroll up and click on the links that we dropped. Please go subscribe to Just Keep It Real so she can start going live also. And if we can't get her to enough subs by Saturday, we will just bring her up on panel here to go live from over there. We'll see what's going on by Saturday. Yay. Yeah, I meant to tell you yesterday she was live again. Whew, what a mess. Okay. All right, guys. Love you all. I will see y'all a little bit later. Got stuff to do. I don't even know what I'm doing, honestly. Got to get these kids here in a few minutes. So, yeah, I'll message you here in just a little bit. Yay. Thank you. All right. So if I get any more updates, I will definitely let you guys know. Okay. Thanks for coming in. Good deal. Bye, guys. Love you. Be good or be good at it.